think a first test of this new Congress will be whether we can support a resolution in solidarity with Israel. This is a moment when Israel has a right to defend herself, and when what Israel is doing is in the interest of the Arab neighborhood. This could be looked at as a phase in a war against Iranian terror. And in my view, we should not flinch. Israel is not flinching in trying to reduce the threat against her. And I think over time, this campaign will be very successful. And I look forward to going back to Sderot when there are no sirens and no need to go underground to protect the children and civilian population there.
That it's unfair to criticize Israel for defending its own population and territory from the reckless attacks coming out of Gaza. They have every right to defend themselves, and that's what they're doing in this military incursion into Gaza, to stop those who are shooting at them. For those of us who want to see a two-state solution, Israel must succeed, because I cannot imagine how Israel could trust the West Bank to be part of a Palestinian state if it's captured by terrorists who would be close to the population centers and might shoot missiles from those spots. So I hope Israel will be successful. It has every right to defend itself, and by succeeding in stopping Hamas, we hope there can be a peace process that will lead to a secure, defensible Israel living side by side with the Palestinian state that will give a better life. I think Israel can always look to the United States for support, as we've seen from Democratic and Republican administrations in the past. Israel knows that the relationship with the United States is on solid footing, and this will be true when Barack Obama becomes president.
I have every confidence that the incoming administration will continue the unwavering support of the United States of America for the state of Israel. In my own opinion, as a member of Congress and as a Jewish member of Congress, Israel has every right to defend itself. I think, if anything, they have been too patient. I have been up to Sderot. I've been up to the north. I've been up to the border with the Gaza. What is happening on a daily basis with the shelling has got to stop. Israel has been patient, and they've waited, in my opinion, perhaps too long. They have every right to defend their citizens, and this is an appropriate and measured response to what I consider an untenable situation. It's time that Hamas be brought to its knees, and we're not even asking for a miracle, but I think Israel has a right to expect, as a sovereign nation, that the bombing, the constant barrage of rockets is going to come to an end, and that the tunnels are going to be not used for smuggling of weapons and God knows what else they're smuggling in there. That's my position. That's the position of the state of Israel. I believe that is the position of the United States government, and I'm anxious to continue in the new administration with the unprecedented support that we have for the state of Israel.
Over 7,000 missiles fired by Hamas. Hamas does not escape culpability for its evil just because most of those missiles were unsuccessful. Every one of those missiles was an attempted murder of an Israeli civilian. And we look forward to supporting Israel during its difficult time now.
You know, if you do something that brings pain, and you know it's going to bring pain, and you don't want the pain, then don't do it. If you don't want being hit back, don't hit. That's really the message. And the world is very duplicitous in its approach, very anti-Semitic, and in this case, it's blame the victim. The Israelis shouldn't respond so strongly. Why don't we tell women who are victims of rape they shouldn't fight back too strongly, rather than you have the right to protect yourself with all the strength that you have and have an obligation to do so. Israel has that right to protect itself, and the world has to know that Jewish blood is no longer free.
For those of us who want a Jewish homeland, a democracy, and peace, not letting Hamas be able to return to what they have been doing is critical, not only to the future of Israel, but to the future of the peace process. So I hope as many of us as possible in the House will stand together. Yes, we want the fighting to end. Yes, we want a ceasefire, but it has to be on terms that ensure that the rockets don't continue, and equally important, that the mechanisms for smuggling and resupplying Gaza do not remain available to them.
Many people grapple with concerns about impact on civilian life in Gaza, what it's going to mean for the peace process, and nonetheless, the support that Israel, the fundamental belief that Israel has a right to defend itself and that these rockets had to stop is widespread on Capitol Hill and will continue strongly. So it's very encouraging to see people rally to Israel's side on this.
The congressional support for Israel, especially at these difficult times, is exceptional. We have a bipartisan support, bicameral bipartisan support. Every day we have congressmen and women calling us, showing their support. More than 100 letters of support were sent to us, and they are intending on passing 2 resolutions. Each chamber here will pass a resolution of support. You don't hear criticism here. The Congress understands that Israel's fight against the Hamas is an international campaign against terrorism. It is a counterterrorism campaign that the United States is also at today, and we are hearing from everybody understanding and strong condemnation of the Hamas and their activities.